What are you at? It's Paul from Wicked Acorn. I guess you know what the topic is tonight. And because of the topic tonight, I got ChatGPT to write the intro. 30-second opening script, natural, clear, and live stream friendly. Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. That's true. Today I want to talk about the use of AI in history videos because it's becoming more common and more controversial at the same time. We'll look at how creators are using AI for research, visuals, and narration, where it can genuinely help and where it can seriously damage accuracy and trust. I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts, so feel free to jump into the chat with questions or examples as we go. Let's get into it. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's totally acceptable. Hello, Rick. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is something that I love and hate is AI in history videos. There's some really good examples and there's some really bad examples. Tonight, I've got a whole bunch of videos. I was just going to show you one because one popped up this morning as I was getting ready, and it's about Manchester. And well, we'll watch it in a second. But of course, as YouTube goes, as you know, once you watch one, they're going to show you more of that stuff. So I managed to find, how many have we got here? So we'll take a look at all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 AI videos about Manchester, about the history of Manchester. And let's have a look. So this is called Real Tour of Manchester, 1840 to 1850, The Hell on Earth AI Reconstruction, Resurrected History. This guy's got 2,1600 subscribers. And let's watch a little bit and I'll chime in a second.
Between 1840 and 1850, Manchester operated like a machine designed to wear people down. Smoke erased the sky. Rivers carried waste instead of water. Homes accelerated disease. Children fed the mills.
None of this was hidden. It was normalized. This AI reconstruction does not imagine horror. It restores it.
Using real streets.
So, not bad. This guy is obviously not real. I mean, everything about it is obviously not real, isn't it? I'll just let it play here a bit. I'm going to mute it. So the thing with this video is there's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing right with it either. It bugs me. This video is, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing factually incorrect or that I recall. I mean, I never watched the whole thing. You take a photo, put it in, and it will create little clips for you. Good evening, CJ. Yeah, so you put a photo in and it will generate a little clip for you. Now, I mean, some of this just gets stupid, but that's the way AI is. So you either accept it or reject it. There's some really funny one. AI is really funny. It does some really stupid stuff. Uh, let's see if I can find it here. Oh, I think this is a funny clip here. He he's still talking and he turns away from the camera in the middle of talking for no reason. It's odd. But, you know, like the vehicles in this are just ridiculous. Let me see if I can find a couple here. Look at this. Let's just go back. There are horses on the barge, and I don't know if that's two horses or it has a head on each end. We could probably zoom in and find out. This thing is completely out of scale, but who cares, right? Who cares? It doesn't bother me. Things like that don't bother me. Um, what is this? So, I mean, some people get really twisted out of shape. I do like that, and it does give some sort of idea what it used to look like. I completely agree, Rick. I completely agree. It and the what is this, right? it's I've seen actual footage of people leaving the mill at quitting time. This is interesting. This gigantic bell here, and two clocks with completely different times on them. So that's something I probably wouldn't use. Sometimes you just got to go with what you get, but there are. What's this? This is some steam powered device being pulled by horses. Um, there's a really funny one in this. Let's see if I can find it. Is that it there? But, well, I mean, if you look at this, I think you could probably find scenes that like this in the 1840s in Manchester. It can't do shoveling. It cannot, like, anybody any human doing something, it can't do it. It doesn't understand hammers, shovels. It just doesn't understand those kind of things at all. Doesn't understand how human beings operate. This is completely inaccurate. What the hell is that? That makes no sense. This makes no sense. But again, you know, there's nothing offensive about it. But boy, what's this? What's all this stuff hanging from the ceiling? He's talking about cotton hanging it, and I think what he's talking about is, you know, cotton fibers in the air, but the description is cotton fibers in the air or cotton fibers hanging in the air, he says. And, you know, the AI generated this, whatever this is. I guess this is supposed to be cotton fibers hanging, which of course would not be. Now, this is not going to be all like this. I just want to find, but I was saying, if I'm sure you could find, maybe it's not in this one. Um, I'm sure you could find places that were as dirty and grubby as this in Manchester in the 1840s, but it didn't all look like this, and it gives the impression that it was all like this. Maybe it's not in this one. Very, very dirty. And I'm sure there were places that were very, very dirty. And the title is The Hell on Earth. And there were places that were hell on earth in Manchester in the 1840s for sure. I'm sure there were days you would see scenes like that. And but it does give a good, this is the one I wanted to show you. The two-headed horse. I know there's a lot of toxins in the in the air and the water and whatnot, but I don't know about the two-headed horse. I think that might be a bit much. But this is the thing about this. Either the person that generated or put this together or whatever didn't care or didn't watch it. Unusual. So, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, we can pick it apart, but here's another one. This is Manchester 1850s Britain's Workshop AI Reconstruction, Mike's POV. I put the sound on for this. Mike's got 3.48 subscribers. I'm just going to go to this because this is interesting. We'll go to his page. He's got 3 videos. The channel is started on the 25th of May 2025. He's got 3 videos and 3.49K subscribers. It took me 8 years to get that many subscribers, and I have 300 something videos on my channel. I don't think this is Mike. Could be, but I don't think this is Mike. I think this is possibly somebody in India. Apologies, Mike, if I'm doing you wrong here. It's 100% AI. The voice, the script, the video, it's 100% AI. And that's what bugs me about it. Like, nothing, there is no passion in this. There's no interest in this. This is just a way to grab money off the likes of us that like to watch history videos. And again, there's nothing really wrong with it. It's not, you know, overly wrong. There's all kinds of things you can pick apart about it. You know, like, you know, oh, they didn't have that kind of steam engine in 1840. That didn't come out till 1890. Stuff like that. There's all kinds of stuff like that you can get into. But if you're just trying to create an atmosphere in a video, that's fine. That doesn't bother me. But when people have no passion and no interest and are just doing it for money, and it's just scrubbed from Wikipedia, and you know, I'm just waiting to get through the adverts here, because you get copyright claims on all these songs in the adverts. There we go. I didn't get a skip button either. So Mike appears for a brief second at the beginning here, and I think Mike is AI.
By the middle of the 19th century, Manchester had become something new in human history, a city built entirely around production. The skyline was dominated by mill chimneys, hundreds of them, releasing smoke that hung in the air and darkened the sky even at midday. The sound was constant. Machinery, steam engines, the movement of carts and workers through narrow streets. This was not a city that had grown organically over.
So again, nothing wrong with this. They're nice pictures. Oh, I should have put this on here. He talks about his process here.
Coal and steam power. In this video, I use modern AI tools to bring historic engravings and early photographs to life, allowing us to move through Manchester as it appeared in the 1850s. What you're about to see is a city that invented the modern world, not through intention, but through relentless acceleration. This is Manchester before the transformation, still recognizable as a market town serving the surrounding countryside.
So again, there's nothing wrong with any of this. I don't have a problem with it. The pedantic historians, I'm sure, would. But overall, I don't have a problem with it. In shorts, oh my God, there are shorts that are completely made up. The short videos on Facebook and YouTube, they're just completely made up. And what's this? This is a sailboat, a sail barge. Was that? Okay, it's from a drawing, so yes, I guess they did have sail originally. The horses aren't doing much work though. Yeah, it's that's fantastic to bring that to life for a second. I think that's a little off balance there, buddy. Check your bearings. It's, again, there's nothing morally wrong with it. I think that's lovely to bring that to life. Nothing overly wrong with that. I mean, you can pick it apart and say, this is wrong and that's wrong, but just as something to put in a video for the feeling of something, I think is okay. Gives you an idea of what it was like. Another channel. Now this channel has 108,000 subscribers. And there are all kinds of different AI. This channel has 84 videos, 108,000 subscribers. Do you think this is whoever it's supposed to be? Learn how to create videos like mine. So that's what this channel's about. Seems to be. He's selling AI. And is there anything wrong with that? I guess not. But again, it's a little disheartening, Joined the 19th of May, 2025. 84 videos. And it's just, as it's called, AI slop. Not a lot of passion in this. It's not a passion project. It's just
My husband suffers with job spotting.
adverts.
I worked on that house. Spotting on spots.
It's not so much the advert, it's the music in the adverts, which is ridiculous. It's an advert. So this is stunning. So this is, like I said, there are all different kinds of AI things. products, companies. Oh man. One second. Got to get through this advert here. There are hundreds of these AI generation companies, and some are better than others. This one, whatever one this guy's using, is quite good. I got to cut the beginning of this because there's music in it. Starts with Oasis. It's the entire history of Manchester. But the beginning is really, really good. I really like this animation intro thing that he does here.
Split. But how did we get here? In this video, you're going to travel back in time, nearly 2,000 years, to witness the complete evolution of Manchester from its very beginning. We'll watch a Roman fort rise from the wilderness, see a medieval market town emerge, witness the birth of the Industrial Revolution that changed human civilization, and follow Manchester's transformation into the vibrant, modern metropolis it is today. Using AI technology, we can now transform old engravings and historical photographs into vivid, realistic scenes, bringing Manchester's extraordinary past back to life before your eyes. Let's begin with the Romans.
So that's extraordinary, isn't it? That time-lapse thing. And some of this is really, really good. I mean, some of these things are fantastic tools, but as I was saying, it's just a cash grab. Right? I mean, that's lovely. Really helps you imagine what it looked like. It's a cathedral, right? That looks amazing. If this was in a they're quite easy to enjoy these things, and it's they're really good, you know. But the thing is, there's so little human being in this. Like, there's no human being involved in this. Very little human process involved in this. They're just scraping stuff from the internet, like, you know, get me pictures. I'll show you another video at the end of the guy showing how this is all done. Now, we're not going to go into detail of it, but he goes into detail. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but just so you get an idea of how this stuff is done. I know, Rick, you've played with it a bit, and I've played with it a bit. And I mean, that's lovely. But again, this is, it's really sad that it's just a money grab, right? Stunning. And it goes, you know, through the entire history of Manchester. Here's another. Again, these are examples of the better stuff. This is interesting. I want to watch the progress of this channel. Leo's Urban Archives. Uh, it's only me. He's commented on some of my videos. I meant to show you some of the comments on the first one, um, and I will go back to that in a second. Let's just roll this one. This guy has 434 subscribers. 2 weeks ago, this video came out. Leo's Urban Archives, December 2025. 18 videos, 435 subscribers. So, brand new channel.
This is Manchester. They call it Cottonopolis, the warehouse of the Western world, the chimney of the empire. But to the people breathing in its thick, sulphurous air, it is simply the center of the universe. Look up. The sky here.
So you can see this is a different AI company, whatever, I don't know the word to use. It's a different AI generator modeler. And this has a completely different look to it. The ones we just watched, they're all slightly different. They make different videos. And like I said, you could pick this apart, right? Like, you know, like cotton, baled cotton. This is, right? Like they just don't care, right? They don't care, or they don't know, which, like, why is a steam engine being pulled by horses? Maybe, I don't know. Look at this. Exactly the way canal lock doors open. And you can pick it apart. So, you know, it's, but overall, there's nothing really wrong with it. It has a real hard time. AI has a really hard time with lettering and words. And people, this is kind of funny. Votes for women, just check this out. It has a really hard time with words and lettering. I don't know why. You would think that would be easy. Warren votes for Warren. Men. So I don't know. I don't know why it has a problem with that. But it has a big problem with words and people doing stuff with their hands. And if you watch people in the background, they have these weird, mushy faces. They look like pigs. See how his face goes all weird and it looks like a pig or something? So there's all kinds of stuff you can say about it. You know, this is wrong and that's wrong. But if you're just putting it in there to get the feeling of a video or a time in history or something like that, I don't have a problem with that. So that's another. Let's just have a look at some of the comments here. People, it's funny, people talking to this channel. And I wonder if there's a person behind this channel. I mean, obviously there's a person behind it, but a singular person, like a singular person behind this channel. Good evening, Astrex. How you doing? You got a note from your mom. Good. And people are reacting in the comments as if they're talking to a person like me. But I don't think there's a person there. You know, this is probably a company, you know, a company in India that has 100 more channels like this. I'm not knocking these people. Why would they think anything other? But there were some funny comments here. As I'm from Manchester, I found this video very informative. Nothing wrong, yes, it is informative. And if this gets kids interested in video, that's fantastic. But maybe this is the one here. People, 655, the Rochdale Canal is actually the Manchester Ship Canal, locks in Earlham. So, people taking them up on correcting them on things and, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I haven't seen much wartime stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of really bad stuff out there. There's a lot of really bad stuff. And a lot of these people I've seen commenting on my videos as well. So it's unfortunate that some people, I hate to say taken in by this, but it kind of is, because I really don't think there's a person behind this at all. There's probably a company that's running this. Incorrect images, yeah, it's unfortunate when people are representing this is the way it was. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with this is for a feel. But I'm not going through all these comments here, but there were some really good comments there. Yeah, 731, walking backwards. This is the first AI video I actually like. Oh, there's a reply. Aha, yes, the AI still gets a lot wrong. A great but very imperfect tool. Yeah, so, and people saying, why don't you do this next? Why don't you do this video? And things like that. It's unfortunate. I'm going to play, no, before I do that, I want to, oh, there's another one here. And again, these are some of the better ones that are out there. I'm not showing you the bad ones because I couldn't spend all day looking for them. I'm sure they're easy to find, but they weren't this morning. Let me just play a little of this one.
Late August 1666. London is hot, crowded, and built almost entirely of wood. In less than a week, most of it will be ash.
I think you're right, Astrex. It is spoiling YouTube, because this is some company. I don't know if this one is. Like I said, this one's called Scott's History. He's got 3.57K subscribers, 3 videos. January 2nd, 2026. Like I said, it took me 8 years to get that many subscribers. And I have like almost 400 videos on my channel. And this guy puts out 3 videos and he's got more subscribers than me. Is it sour grapes? No, it's not. I really don't care, but it's sad. It's a sad representation of YouTube, as you said, Astrex. It's ruining, it's spoiling YouTube. You're 100% right. There's a place for this stuff. There's a place for this stuff, but this is another one. Now this you might disagree with me on this one. Let's have a look.
Yes, unequivocally. As Jesus was an incredibly popular name in the region around the time Jesus was said to have walked the earth, Jesus of Nazareth definitely existed. That's like saying...
So we all know this guy, right? He has 8,000 channels, but he's a real person, right? But I have no doubt that this is AI. All these scripts, this guy does not write 25 scripts every day. There's this guy, Simon something is his name. He could be a voice actor or an actor, and he just does all these channels. So he could be just someone hired to be the on-screen personality for these channels. But he literally is the face of a couple dozen channels. My videos are much better, thank you. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like, it's sad when you're, what's that word you guys have? If you're like an Anaraki about these subjects, you know, if you're really into a certain period of history or a certain culture or in history, and you know a lot about it yourself, it's oh, absolutely, Simon Whistler has script writers, 100%. I wonder if it's AI script writers. That's what I'm getting at. I think it's AI behind the scenes. There may be actual people, but the people are getting ChatGPT or some AI generation to write the scripts. Nothing wrong with it. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. This guy bugs me. Just because he's so ubiquitous, he's everywhere. Like there are literally dozens of channels that this guy is the face of. This one's called Fact Quickie. Never heard of it. First time I ever seen it. Is that right? One of his writers is a Canadian? I really wonder if they are writers or ChatGPT enterers. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I really think the amount of content that this guy is the face of is astounding. It's astounding. Well, let's look at this. It's like I said, this is one of the dozens of channels. Satisfying your urge for some sweet. Okay, so this is a clip channel for Today I Found Out. Highlight history, ancient marvels, higher learning. There's just no way you could generate this much content. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Is it called Simon Whistler? There you go. Decoding the unknown, into the shadows, secret escapes. Why is this guy everywhere? Let's have a look at this. He's an expert on military history? Okay, let's find out.
Into the shadows. Decodes like maybe at least 20. Now the guy's name is Simon Whistler, and if you actually look him up on YouTube, you essentially get an endless amount of content produced by him on a billion different channels. Mega projects, side projects, Into the Shadows, Decodes in the Unknown. Today I Found Out, Brain Blaze, Places. I mean, it just doesn't fucking end, guys. You just keep going and going, and it keeps going. There's more channels that this guy has that you don't know about. And this guy is also putting out a lot of content, like a lot. For example,
buddy, if he's French Canadian, Are you talking about the writer or Simon Whistler? Simon Whistler does not sound like a French Canadian to me. You do not sound like a French Canadian, ah?
Like maybe at least 20. Now the guy's name is Simon Whistler, and if you actually look him up on YouTube, you essentially get an endless amount of content produced by him on a billion different channels. Mega projects, side projects, Into the Shadows, Decodes in the Unknown. Today I found out, Brain Blaze, Places. I mean, it just doesn't fucking end, guys. You just keep going and going, and it keeps going. There's more channels that this guy has that you don't know about. And this guy is also putting out a lot of content, like a lot. For example, Warfronts here. He puts out a video almost every day or every 2 days. On this channel, it's like 2 videos per week, basically. Brain Blaze as well. I mean, all of these channels have BuzzFeed-ass names, if you ask me. But, I guess you guys understand what point I'm making. This content creation machine, and he might be the king of YouTube slop, to be honest. And look, I don't hate the guy, this is not a hate video, but as a YouTuber, I do want to ask the question if this guy is okay. And as a viewer, I'm also wondering about what this does for the future of YouTube. Oh, who is Simon Whistler? He has a website actually, and here it says, he's from England originally, he now lives in the Czech Republic. He worked as a freelance voiceover artist and podcast host. At the age of 28, he essentially started making content, and he's essentially moved on and created an even bigger business empire and opened even more channels. And he's honest about the fact that his YouTube content is built on a fantastic team of writers who are helping him create all this content. I mean, it's impossible to push out this much slop as one sane human being, okay? Now, I know that slop is a bit of a rude word, and you guys might say, come on, this certainly isn't slop, you know, he's producing long-form, informational videos, I guess, about different topics, right? He's, like, educating people about stuff or whatever, but, I do have some arguments why this...
Okay, we can, listen to Buddy Trash Simon Whistler all day. Again, I don't have a problem. I don't particularly like the guy. He grates on my nerves, and that's okay. That's fine. You know, like I'm sure I grate on some people's nerves. I know I grate on the wife's nerves. Yeah, so that's fine. Check this out. This is what I want to show you, because this sums up what I'm talking about perfectly.
Once upon a time in the ancient land of Egypt, there lived a mighty and proud ruler known as Pharaoh, or Pharaon, as he was called by his subjects. Pharaon was a man of immense wealth and power, sitting atop the throne as the undisputed king of Egypt.
You have seen the video what I have created by using AI and Chat GPT. If you want to create such kind of wonderful videos, means story videos, then you have to watch this video carefully. So topic of today's video is how to make story videos for YouTube using AI and Chat GPT. There are total 4 steps. Number 1, story writing. Number 2, text to speech. Number 3, image and video generation. Number 4, background music. And number 5, video editing. Let's start making the video. Step number 1, story writing. It is obvious that you need.
So this is a channel just like all the other channels I've shown you. Videos, little history videos, you know, just like I've shown you up to this point. All those videos, this guy does it too. But this is some kind of company, you know, buy my course, I'll teach you how to do this. Or, you know, subscribe to this thing and I'll show you how to do this. And he goes through the whole thing, step by step by step. And there's no human interaction in it whatsoever, other than, I wonder what I'm going to make a video about. And that might be typed into ChatGPT. I need some history content for today, ChatGPT. What should I do a video about today? And off you go. You don't touch it anymore. This thing that he's selling or wants you to subscribe to shows you how to do the whole thing here right? Then you get the image to video. It's brutal. Just skip through the advert there. Our own devices. Oh, okay, I'll check that out. Leonardo AI. Like I said, there are hundreds of these AI companies, different models. I don't know what they call them. Companies that have their own AI generation thing. You know, code writers and people that make these things. Yeah, so there you go. The shorts are the worst. The shorter ones. I haven't seen some of these ones you're talking about, Asterix, the World War II videos and stuff. I have seen a couple. And yeah, some of them are terrible, absolutely terrible. So, all that being said, what I've been doing here is showing you some of the behind the scenes for my channel in these live streams. Like the other night when I showed you the Bill Allen video. And I want to show you my AI video. Now, I've never done this before, so I will make that go away. Just let me get this queued up here. So we're going to watch my 100% AI video. This video is not finished yet. I'm still working on this. I've been working on this for years. It's the Manchester Mummy video, and it's still not done. There's just one little thing I want to do before I finish this video. A new book came out about it, and I want to talk to the author. Apparently she's done a lot of research that stuff that I haven't found. So I want to have a look at the book and talk to her. It just came out, gee, I don't know, maybe, I don't even know if it's out yet. Anyway, I want to look at that first before I Yeah, I agree. It's these channels that are just 100% AI content. But this video you're about to watch is almost 100% of the video in this is AI. You know, the script is not AI, the voiceover is not AI, but almost 100% of the video in this is AI. All right, check it out. It's good for routine, repetitive tasks, absolutely. And this I've been at this so long now, like it's my attempt at it. My son doesn't like it because he thinks it's too much AI, but I've never done one like this before. So have a look, check it out, and let me know what you think. And I'm going to let this play. So this is the software I do the editing in. It's called iMovie, and those are audio clips. Green things down here. So there's all kinds of audio clips, and this is called a timeline. Anyway, I won't go into any of that, but this is it's free software. Everything I use is free because I can't afford to, you know, spend money on this hobby, I guess we'll call it. Yeah, so it's all free stuff. Everything, even the AI generation is free. It's a free one. You only get so many per month or whatever. So another reason why it's taken so long, because I can only generate a clip every so often, and if it's not a good clip, I can't use it, and that happens a lot. But all those channels we saw previous, yeah, it's Mac's built-in movie software. Some people just don't care and use it anyway. I couldn't do that. So check it out. This is the story of the Manchester Mummy. The story you are about to witness is true. None of the names or events have been changed to protect the innocent. But the past is a foreign country, a world where the boundary between life and death is not so clearly defined, a dimension where the grave does not always claim its prize, and the journey into the unknown might be delayed. There's a signpost up ahead. Submitted for your approval is the story of the Manchester Mummy. Our story begins as it ends, with a funeral that takes place at the wrong time. John Bezic is dead. There is no doubt whatever about that. The register was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner, his sister Hannah. But as the lid of his coffin is about to be closed, someone notices his eyelids flickering. John Bezic would cheat fate and live for many years after his journey into that undiscovered country was interrupted. His sister Hannah, however, did not fare so well. She was consumed by a debilitating fear of being buried alive. The thought of suffocating in the dark earth haunted her every waking moment, a chilling companion for the rest of her days. King Street, originally known as St. James Square, changed its name after the recent Jacobite defeat in 1745 when they marched down very street. It's the home of a young Charles White, student of medicine, an apprentice under the tutelage of a London surgeon. Dr. White will go on to found the Manchester Royal Infirmary and become renowned for his skill as a surgeon and his work in obstetrics. He will soon become personal physician to the Bezic family. Along with the house on King Street, the White family has a country home in Sale Priory. Dr. White will one day retire there and have a permanent guest, one Edward Higgins, the notorious Knutsford highwayman. The Knutsford highwayman had an unusual last request. These were the days of body snatchers. Before the Anatomy Act of 1832, the only legal supply of corpses for anatomical purposes were of those condemned to death. Higgins to the last was an enterprising man. He sold his body to a London surgeon for educational purposes. The custom was for the body to hang for 1 hour to ensure death. But the surgeon wanted a fresh corpse, and the body was cut down prematurely. As the post-mortem was about to begin, it was discovered that Higgins was still alive. An apprentice of the surgeon had to finish him off. The skeleton of the Knutsford highwayman would end up in Sale Priory, the home of Dr. Charles White. He had a bizarre sort of museum where he would display his macabre anatomical specimens. One such specimen was the skeleton of Squire Edward Higgins, the notorious Knutsford highwayman. Dr. White would bring his friends round to look at his strange collection. One object in this room awaits a very special specimen. Dr. White would become Hannah Beswick's personal physician and confidant. She shared her deepest fear with him. Some say she told him that when her time came, she did not want to be buried. Others say she requested that her body should remain above ground for 100 years and checked periodically for signs of life. Whatever she did say to Dr. White, we'll never know. All we do know is that in her will, a considerable sum of money was left for her funeral expenses, along with a generous gift to Dr. Charles White. When Hannah's time did come, the task of taking care of her body was left to Dr. Charles White. But what to do with the body of a woman who does not want to be buried and have her body periodically checked for signs of life? It would be another 100 years before embalming would be practiced, and the ancient Egyptian methods of mummification were long lost. He turned to a colleague who had been experimenting with methods of embalming. This was going to be a matter of trial and error, with only one chance to get it right. There's not much known about the first few years of Hannah's new life. It seems she spent some time in her family home, but eventually she made her way back to Sale Priory, where she joined Dr. White's family of specimens. For some reason, either for lack of a coffin or just a bizarre sense of humor, he kept her in a clock case. So some time passes and things happen. Not going to show you the whole video, but that is my attempt at AI. I enjoyed doing it. It was a lot of fun to do, and it's a difficult story to tell. I mean, you can just tell the story, and you could be looking at my ugly mug telling you the story. Lots of different ways you could do it. Just walk around, tell the story, go to the places, which I might yet do. Yeah, so that's a story I've been working on for a long time, and nearly done. You'll see it in full someday. Uh, the Manchester mummy, Hannah went on to, after Charles White died, she was willed, her body was willed to another surgeon. And then when he died, she was willed to the museum in Manchester. And she was on display there for decades. She was the main attraction at the museum in Manchester. And over 100 years after she died, she was finally buried. She's buried in Harper Hay Cemetery. Over 100 years after she died, they had to get special dispensation from the government and from the church because there was no death certificate. She was never pronounced dead because that was part of her thing was to be checked for signs of life periodically, and apparently that's what Dr. White did. And yeah, I guess the legality of that. There was no death certificate, so they couldn't bury her, and a lot of stuff. It tells a story based on information research, not scraped from the internet. It's a case where AI is appropriate. Yeah, I mean it's heavy AI, and I may insert some on location stuff like go to Sale Priory. Uh, yeah, scraped. Um, go to the museum. Go to Harper Hay Cemetery, Sale Priory. Um, there's footage of his Charles White's grave, and which is inside the church, St. Martin's, in Ashton upon Mersey. So AI in history, it has its place. Um, again, I don't know if I will have that much AI in the finished product. I don't know. My son seems to think I shouldn't have that much AI in it and do more on location stuff. But it was always kind of a ghost story because the story has entered the realm of myth. As I tried to keep to the facts as close as I could, uh, because the story has become mythical. It's a legend now. So trying to separate myth from fact is really difficult on such a story. But what you heard is true. I could have made it really fantastic. There's a lot of fantastic stories around her this story, the Manchester Mummy. A lot of fantastic stories, like yeah, I won't get into it at the moment, but yeah, there's a lot of fantastic stories around the Manchester Mummy, and it's a long time ago, right? Like it's 250 years ago or whatever. It's a long time ago, so fact from fiction is really difficult to separate at this point in time. So kind of appropriate for AI, I figure. And I just enjoyed doing it, and I like using AI from time to time. I think that's great to you know give people an idea of what things look like. Bring a photograph to life. I think that's great. No, I don't use AI narration, and I, it's really difficult. It's as you said, it's spoiling YouTube because when you get that slick, I mean, the last one we looked at there, how many times have you heard that voice in a video from dozens of channels? That he is an actor, and I can picture him but it's not. It's obviously not the actor. It's an AI generated version of his voice. Um, who was I listening to the other day? Um, Chris Williams, or one of those podcasters. Um, I think his name is Chris Williams. I think he was on Love Island or something like that. And apparently he is the voice of some AI tool out there now. I think it's in the phone, like the male Siri or whatever you call it. The you know, the different voices you can choose from on your phone. So but he didn't do it, but they used his voice and put it into an AI generation machine and used his voice to the David Attenborough ones. Yeah, yeah. It's terrible, isn't it? It and it lends authenticity to it, which is sad. You know, like, I mean, I don't mind the prank ones, the gag ones. Those can be funny. It has its place, right? Like, there's, it has its place. It certainly has its place in comedy, uh, but it's really ruining uh, history content. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I got to go make the donuts. It's time for me to go make supper and get some tea and make supper, make the donuts. Thanks for dropping by. We'll see you in the next one.